All right. Welcome to episode 6. This is Clay. That's Surveillance. That's Biff. In other words, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Ho, 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 ho.
That's right. That's it. You know, I got to give credit where credit's due. And, you guys have been around the block. It's just the way that it is. So,
Thank you.
Biff and Surveillance, thank you guys so much for being here, being our guests for Christmas for episode 6. And today we are going to get in the holiday spirit. And considering that during the holidays we think more about giving than we do receiving, I want each of us to talk about a park and what we believe that it needs to receive in 2025 and 2026 to be able to help that park take the next step. And then after that, I want to talk about our wish list. And I'm going to give each of you a park that's near and dear to your heart and let you guys give a wish list for that park. So, Biff, out of all the parks that you go to, I know Kings Island, Kentucky Kingdom, very, very close to you, Dorney Park, obviously. But maybe, why don't you select a park that you visit maybe once every couple of years or once every other year, and maybe give some suggestions for that park as to how it could be made a little better.
So what's the first? That's the first question?
Yeah, that's the first question. Pick a park that isn't Dorney, that isn't Kings Island, that isn't Kentucky Kingdom, not one of your pride and joy parks.
Okay.
And let us know what you think they should receive in 2025, 2026 that might take that park and put it into your visit every year category.
Okay, this is probably an answer that's going to blow a lot of people's minds when I say it. And first of all, let me just say this. Welcome to episode 6. Sorry about that, man. It's been itching me inside. I had to say it.
I love it.
I'm going to say Holiday World, and
Okay.
I'm going to give them an S&S Scream and Swing because I believe every park needs an S&S Scream and Swing, and that's a park that I'm going to visit frequently this upcoming season and probably frequently in the next few years. And I think every park needs an S&S Swing, so there's my answer. Holiday World, S&S Scream and Swing.
That's a great answer, and I think the logic is there, too. I think that is one of those flat rides that, like, every good or great park should have. So that's a good call. Surveillance, how about you? What park outside of your guys' holy triumvirate would you like to address?
I would say Six Flags Over Georgia.
Okay.
Well, I think it's a good park. I remember it being a great park growing up. It was really probably my first introduction to what a theme park or an amusement park could be. But, young and stupid, like, free fall, Mindbender, yada yada. Like, I just feel like they're missing something. I don't know quite what that is. I'm glad Glass getting repainted. But
Well, with them having the addition this year in 2025 for Georgia Surfer, that is, I think that is going to be a ride that
That's
catches
crap.
people off guard.
That's what that is.
Do you think it's going to be crap?
I think it's crap. I think all the rides like that are crap. I don't like them. Big deal. Whoop-de-doo.
Low capacity. I'm going to get wet and I'm going to be pissed.
Plus, I can't ride those rides anymore because I've been knocked in the head a whole lot with like chairs and shit like that. So, anything that spins like that, I don't really have a good time on. I just don't. Whoop-de-doo, they got a Georgia Surfer. I mean, I'm a shoot-to-shoot kind of guy. They should have just stayed with Splash Waterfalls, I think, or something similar.
Now, see, me personally, I'm looking forward to that ride. I got to experience at the Nickelodeon Universe one of the half pipes, and they really are cool. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, but the sensation that you get is it's very free folly because the rotation of the seats, you're not going ultra fast. It's not trying to disorient you. It is more view. So like imagine that you're riding like those Zamperla half pipes.
Yeah, we rode one in San Antonio, I think it was.
Yeah,
Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, maybe we rode that one, and I did okay on that.
it's similar to that, but you're on one of those on another one of those is kind of like the best way that I can explain it.
So
And
it's like a double swing. Yeah, I don't think I could do too well with that.
it's something that you should try once. And I think that you may really like it. The exciting thing for me is I was there as it was being built, and I got to see the profiling of that airtime hill. And like people are going to be shook hitting this. If it hits with any type of speed, it's going to be nuts. You're going to hit it has a sharper trajectory than the hill for Pantheon. I can tell you that. And that rear time ejector is phenomenal. So I think that the ejector on this is going to be insanely good.
Well, you definitely got me there. If it's better, if it has anything better than Pantheon, because I think that's such an underrated coaster. But my final thoughts on. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So my final thoughts on Six Flags Over Georgia is I want them to have. It doesn't even have to be a coaster. Just like you cannot experience this unless you come to Six Flags Over Georgia. This is one of a kind, the best in the world.
Well, that's what the surfer's supposed to be. But I think it's no big deal at all. I think it's them taking the mid card guy and trying to make him into a main eventer. It just don't work.
Right.
It might be unique, but whatever. Woo!
And for me, my park is going to be one here in Pennsylvania. And that is going to be for Hershey Park. And my message to them is very clear. You guys are on the precipice of being the #1 overall seasonal amusement park in the United States. And I mean, you are damn close.
Yeah.
So let's do our job in Hershey, put our foot on the gas pedal. Let's not pump the brakes. And in 26 or 27, let's announce that Mock Rides roller coaster that they have been behind the scenes working and negotiating. And I am not 100% sure as to whether it's going to be a striker coaster, if it's going to be a Mock Rides extreme spinner, or I have no idea. Maybe it's a multi-launch, more like Copperhead Striker, like a Blue Fire.
I hope it's better than Copperhead Strike.
I would agree, but something of that ilk, I wouldn't be disappointed. It doesn't have to be a #1 overall coaster. They have a few that already kind of compete in that area.
Right. It just you need a good mid-carder.
You need a good 3 or 4. If you could get something that would slot 3 or 4 at that park, it would be a home run addition. And just adding the diversity of a great Mock Rides coaster is definitely the right direction for that park to go. That would be my pick. So to the second part of that question, Biff, what would be on your wish list? And this is for your 3 home centralized parks. So let's hit them one at a time. If you were president for a day of the respected parks or chains that those parks belong to,
which one
is the one addition that you would make to each park?
Which one you want me to go with? Which ones am I doing? Kings Island, Kentucky Kingdom, and Dorney?
Yep.
Which one you want me to do first?
Whichever you'd like.
Kings Island, add the pre-K policy. I know that hasn't anything to do with rides, but as a guy with a pre-K kid, I am truly under the belief that if one pass works for more than one park, it should work for all parks, period. And if it works at Cedar Point, Kings Dominion, Dorney, Carowinds, then it should work at Kings Island as well.
I could not agree more. Could not agree more. Yeah, that is. Looks like we lost the fine colonel there. I believe he is back. There we go.
We're back.
We have re-added. So yeah, Colonel, you missed the tail end of Biff's answer there. Go ahead and repeat yourself, Biff.
What I said was, he asked, what would we, if I was president for a day of each one of our top 3 parks, Kings Island, Dorney, and Kentucky Kingdom. If I was president for a day, what would I do? And I said, Kings Island first, I would change the pre-K policy. Because,
and I think that's an excellent point.
If you're going to allow the pre-K, I have a pre-K guy now, you guys all know him, Double J. If you're going to allow the pre-K pass to work at 65% of your parks, you should allow it to work there too. And that's what I would change.
Agreed.
Okay, I'm sorry. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, please.
Okay, at Kentucky Kingdom, what would I change? What would I add? Well, from what I hear, they're going to retrack and reprofile Thunder Run over the winter and the spring. So I wouldn't say that. And I hear they're getting a steeplechase coaster, family style coaster. So I wouldn't say that. So I guess over by where T3 was, I would put maybe a Vekoma multi-launch, a little bit bigger than Big Bear. Something first of its kind at the Vekoma, because there's been so many firsts from Vekoma at that park. First SLC ever from Vekoma. So if you did another first from Vekoma in that spot, that's what I would do for Kentucky Kingdom, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And Surveillance, how about you? At those 3 parks, what additions would you most like to see?
Well, at Dorney, I would up the food game, obviously. I think that's one of their weak spots. No offense, just telling the truth. When you have to go to the water park to get a good meal, like, that's not good.
But you know what? Just 1 second. I would just want to say that the majority of the Cedar Fair parks we went to this year, or legacy parks, whatever the fuck you want to call them, I'm sorry, whatever you want to call them, all the food was way downhill for me, except maybe Cedar Point, but it still wasn't as great as they all were last year or even the year before. The food was, I think, all downhill, to be fair to Dorney. But yeah, they do need to sit there.
I actually tend to agree with you with every word you just said. I thought Cedar Point's was actually better, and everyone else's was actually King's Dominion was better this year. They took a good step forward.
King's Dominion for everybody else. First time we went,
mid or left.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
King's Dominion, the first time we went, when in 22, it was amazing. We went this year for Haunt. It was absolutely awful. Everywhere we ate was awful.
Really?
It's awful. Yeah. We ate at the Jungle Expedition. It was awful. It was awful. We ate at the burrito place. It was awful. I mean, everywhere, Grain and Grill, awful. And I hate to say that. Yeah, I hate to say that, but it was true. It really was.
Yeah, my go-to spot at King's Dominion is there is a chicken stand that is next to, very close to, where the VIP lounge is, and it's closer up towards the main walkway, but down one of the paths towards the VIP lounge, and that place is always spot on. It's always tender. It's always good. it seems to be like our go-to eating joint within that park now. But yeah, no, that's a good move. And then what about the rest of the parks there, Colonel?
So Kings Island, what they could do better, like use the Timberwolf Theater, like have concerts like you used to, spend money, like staff your park. Like people think I hate Kings Island. I don't. Like I just know what it's capable of. I've seen it at peak efficiency during the 50th celebration. Like they're very capable of stepping their game up.
Absolutely. That year was amazing.
And now like it's a crapshoot. Like, will the drink stand by the Beast be open? What about the one by the what about the one by the railroad?
Maybe, but it won't have ice.
It's just,
Right.
It's just silly.
Well, but unfortunately, every place that sells liquor, it will be open and staffed. Literally everyone.
Of course, without a doubt, that's the profit generator.
You got to get drunk to deal with those lines.
Got to be drunk to deal with the. Yeah.
Now, at Kings Island, I don't think that you do, but at Cedar Point, you have to get drunk to deal with those. I don't even drink, and I acknowledge you have to get drunk to deal with the lines at Cedar Point.
Insane.
They are they're crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy. And then, as far as your guys
by the wristband.
What, by the wristband?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I just give shit about it.
Yeah,
I'm not a wristband kind of guy. I'm really not. I could care less. That's part of it for me. Being with your people and being in line and laughing about stuff and having a good time. That's what it's about for me.
But see, you actually
try to plan to go during off-peak times. We don't want to be there if there is a ton and a huge crowd. Like, there are certain times and certain points of the year where it's unavoidable. It's going to be busy everywhere, no matter where you go. But, if you kind of plan ahead, you can do your best to hit the majority of the parks that you want to go to during weekdays, or, you look for instance, Kings Island. If you want to get good rides during Haunt Fest at Kings Island, you go during a Cincinnati Bengal game. That
makes sense.
Yeah, like if you plan ahead and you go into town on a Sunday where the Bengals are playing a home game, go to Kings Island. That's a great day to go and get rides.
Makes sense.
Just all these cities have different attractions that are drawing people away from the park. And if you can utilize that to your advantage, you're 4 or 5 steps ahead of the game. And at that point, like, you don't even need a fast lane, because the biggest attractions, I would say the longest that I waited in line for Diamondback this year was 20 minutes. And that includes Haunt. Like, I don't like being in the Diamondback line for an hour. It's just not fun.
Kings Island's really not that bad if you go during the week. It's just Saturdays are so bad.
Right. Yeah, the weekdays are great, but I think there's a really good chance
but it's not Cedar
Point.
It's not Cedar Point during the hunt. We went on a Thursday and still waited 2 hours for Maverick.
It's crazy. Crazy.
But I was with my kids. It was cool. And my wife. It was cool.
And see, you say waiting in line is cool. That's part of it. But I don't have any friends. So it's not cool.
That's your fault. You chase them all the way, you troll. What do you think, Lord Vader?
That's that is funny. That's funny. Yeah, as far as those 3 parks, your guys' 3 parks, if I had my wish list, Kentucky Kingdom, that T3 plot of land needs to be T4. They need to put an STC in. It'll be the only one in North America. By all accounts, the ride, the layout is phenomenal for those off-the-shelf models. I think it would be a big win. So that would be my one wish for them. My one wish for Kings Island would be that they don't screw this up and put some shitty family coaster in the vortex plot of land.
Oh, it's
I'm-
coming. It's
I'm
coming.
not even gonna. I'm not even gonna say what they have to build there. All I'm saying is what they can't build there. And I have this terrible pit in my heart that says, "Oh, get ready for a family coaster in the vortex plot of land."
Say it with
If
If
they don't decide to move Railblazer there, if they decide to move Railblazer there, that's what will go there. I've been saying that since we went to CGA. I've been saying it. That needs to go to Kings Island. That's what needs to go there.
Dude, that is a super intriguing, super intriguing thought.
So I didn't hit Kentucky Kingdom.
I don't know if I've necessarily contemplated that exact move. Say again?
I didn't hit Kentucky Kingdom on your question.
Well, let's hear it.
My one wish for them would be
Kentucky.
for the Kentucky State Fair Board to give them more fucking land. Like, sorry for the cursing, but they're out of land.
No, you're
They're
good.
landlocked. They are landlocked.
Yeah.
But there's so much room there, and I know Biff, you can account for this. Like, there's so much room that doesn't get used at the fairgrounds, as the locals call it.
Mostly parking lot.
Yeah, I mean,
It's mostly
ridiculous.
parking lot. Like, seriously. Like, people say, oh, there's a road that goes through it. That's not a road. That's how you drive into the parking lot. That's a private road. It's not like a real road, like a street with stoplights and shit. I mean, it's the parking lot road. But it does go through the middle of the park. It just shows you how much room they got. Most of that's old empty arenas and parking lot.
But the Kentucky State Fair Board could easily double the size of Kentucky Kingdom, and it would not affect the rest of their operations. It just wouldn't. But they're never going to do that.
Well, I wouldn't say never. Charitable donations can grease wheels at times, and I'm sure that there are different things that can be done to try and get people that sit on the board to kind of bounce off their position. But I don't think it's likely, but I do think it's possible. So then the last park for me is Dorney. And my one wish for them is very simple. Capitalize off the momentum that you have from the Iron Menace edition and don't allow yourself to go another 10, 12, 15, 20 years without another meaningful roller coaster edition. You have to do something in the next 6 or 7 years to be able to capitalize off of your success and bring people back in. The park can't continue to be ignored. That would be my one wish, is for park management, well, corporate management, to not ignore Dorney for another decade or two on a capital investment level. So that definitely would be my wish. I would hate to see them get left out in the cold again.
My wish for Dorney is for them to keep Ryan as the PR guy.
Well, hopefully they don't give him that option because they ask him to, take over some type of regional position. If there is anybody deserving of that type of title, I would openly acknowledge that it's him. He is a great relationship builder and a great host.
Best in the business.
Best in the business. That's right, sir. Best in the business.
And I'm going to say it again. I hate him. I absolutely, he's younger than I am, and he has better hair than I do, and I hate him.
He's more good looking. He's more good looking than you.
Well, yeah. I don't want to admit that one either, but he is a good looking dude. And what can you say? You got me, Ryan. You got me, brother.
That's the right business.
No, amen. Yeah, good dude. And great team. It's not, but let me be very clear. It is not just Ryan
Right.
there that makes that drink taste the way it tastes. He has a great team there, and all the people that work in PR there, and all the people that work
Shout
in the
out to
event
Jessica
staff.
Negarin, president.
Yes.
Yeah, absolute
And
aces
he
of a team.
he makes
So
it a point in every interview that it's not just him; it's
Yeah,
all the people behind
the
the scenes.
dynamic duo.
yep, yeah, it's very, very good team to be able to work with. No question there. Now, for the second half of the show, guys, it is Christmas. It is the holiday spirit. It's about loving one another in a way that I know only Biff and Surveillance can do. So,
So
Welcome back
this
to the
is
Funk
what
Riders.
I want to do for the last 30 minutes is I want to give our love and appreciation to the roller coaster community as a whole. And
Okay.
In doing so, be able to give credit where credit's due to some of the best content creators in our space. To the people that go above and beyond and go the extra mile to try and put out good content for people. And we have some great content creators in this space, and we have some not so great ones. But I don't want to focus on the bad ones because, trust me, you all know who you are. I want to focus on the good ones. So, Biff, if you are going to start off our little Christmas spotlight, we're making recommendations to people based on our own opinions of channels that maybe they should consider checking out in 2025.
Well, I mean, obviously they're already watching this one, but there's a little upstart channel on YouTube. That's what you said to me. Remember when I met you? You were like, "Hey, man, my name's Clay. I'm on an upstart little YouTube channel. I'm in the Pennsylvania Roller Coaster Club." Hey, bro, I'm in the Pennsylvania Roller Coaster Club. And I'm going to tell you this. Everything you're doing, bro, I love it. I watch it. I suggest it to everybody. So I'm going to put you over right now, brother. I'm going to put you over right now and say your channel needs to be at least 1,000 more subscribers in the next year, bro.
Well, I appreciate that, and hopefully we are trending in that direction. And thank you to everybody who's watching, who's supporting the videos, supporting the channel. Truly, we couldn't be able to do this and put in our time and efforts, without your guys' support, knowing that people are enjoying it and watching it and, getting a kick out of us being idiots. Particularly, Surveillance. That's he is, and see, there you go. He is such a great foil, like he is the comedic foil that every man needs. That's well timed, brother. Now, I do appreciate those kind words, Biff. That's very, very nice of you. Surveillance, how about you? Give us one that you happen to like or enjoy.
I want to put these guys over A to Z Thrills because
Okay.
I actually met them at Dollywood, and like me being me, I didn't even let them know. Like I'm riding drop line with them, and they're talking about getting married at the top of drop line. Like I just think that's cool. Like
Yeah.
their bond of roller coasters and amusement parks, like brought them together, and they make amazing content. Like,
Didn't we sit with them at Holland? Didn't they sit with us at the table at Holland, at Dorney, when we went to Holland?
I don't think so. I mean,
That wasn't them?
wrong.
I thought it was them.
I mean, Dorney was giving out free drinks, so I could be wrong.
Right. I mean, I had like 12. I did.
Yeah,
my goal was that night to see how many of those I could drink before they said, "Okay, it's time to go on out of here now, get in the park." Yeah. And I got to 12.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah,
A to Z Thrills. If you guys, A to Z Thrills, if you guys have not gotten married yet, and you want to do it in Pennsylvania, I know a guy.
I know.
Yeah, I know a guy. The official chaplain of the CoasterHeat crew.
That's it. That's it. We are both card carrying members, and I appreciate your guys' support wholeheartedly. And yeah, A to Z Thrills, check them out. I'm going to make sure that I add them onto my list to check out. I think one of the guys that I would like to bring up that I think has been doing a great job, which is why I have asked him to work with me and do so much behind the scenes stuff for this podcast, is Jake Coaster. And
Hi, Jake.
yeah,
Shout
Jake
out, Jake.
Coaster says he's awesome, man. Yeah, he gives really insightful commentary, not just for the Seas, the United Parks. Now I said Seas, but the United Parks, but specifically for Universal and upcoming stuff for Epic Universe. And I know in the last year, his channel has really done a great job to be able to take a couple steps forward, and just great content. And I am super lucky to be able to have him helping me out and doing a few shows a week with me, and or at least a couple at this point if we're switching to one or two a week. But yeah, Jake Coasters, definitely check him out. Biff, how about another one? Let's keep the round table moving.
I do have another. I want to give a shout out to Philip James. We met him at the Penguin, as I like to call him, because that's what he told me to call him. We met him at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg for the haunt, and he showed us a real good time and hung out with us and shot a video of us. He is the official media director for the Melanated Coaster Society. Shout out to those guys.
Nice.
So if you check out their videos, really good dude, hung out with us, put us in his video. Had a really good time with him, so I want to give him a shout out and tell him that you guys need to check that guy's channel out too. He's on Twitter as well.
He really knows his BGW history and was teaching us a lot of things. Like, I didn't know that a Gwazi train went to Invader, for example. I didn't know that. Like, he told me that, and it checks out. It's true.
Yeah, that's super cool. Super. It's so great to meet other people in the parks that you don't expect. You don't expect to get those interactions. Point in case, Biff, you and I. When you and I had met for the first time, and it was an absolute by chance thing, and here we are a handful of years later, and you guys are like family. So
exactly. It's like we're full circle. You officiated my wedding. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'll never forget what you said to me, man. I got a little upstart channel on YouTube. I'm trying to get off the ground. And I said, man, I got a podcast I'm trying to get off the ground. And now here we are, full circle moment, bro. Real proud of you, man. Seriously, real proud of you.
You're off the ground and we're still on it.
Right.
Well, no, technically speaking, we're all together on it. So we're running. We're running, and I'm sure that as CoasterHeat starts to pick up recordings again in 2025, that is going to be a good time, not just for you guys, but for the people that have listened for so long. Surveillance, how about a second time through for you, brother? Give us another recommendation for another channel.
I will do that, but real quick, what park did you all meet at? Because I didn't meet you until Biff's wedding.
We met when I took Donna to Busch Gardens for her birthday. We went to Busch Gardens and SeaWorld, and we were supposed to meet up with him at SeaWorld. And we just didn't run into each other, which was crazy all day. Right. But we actually, our wives met first. They were both outside of Gwazi smoking. And then I ran into Clay, and I was like, hey, what's up? Nice shirt. Steel Benja's, nice shirt. Thanks. Have you ridden it? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. And then Clay introduced himself. We got to talking. We talked all the way through line. We rode the ride together. We took the pick, and he became a member of the CoasterHeat crew. Him and Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, it was absolutely by chance, man. Absolutely by chance.
but like my friend Wes Tower likes to say, you never know who you'll meet in this hobby.
Right.
Amen.
Uh,
Amen.
so to answer your question, I want to shout out Zooter Loopers. I got to meet him at Iron Menace
Absolutely.
Media Day. Such a good, and I don't mean any disrespect by this. Such a good kid. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He loves the industry. He puts out amazing content. And his dad, I met him too. Like it couldn't have been like unbelievable. Like to have somebody mark out to meet me, like that was incredible. Like, like I'm a
Yeah, that
nobody.
that is that. Well, you know, to you, you are. You know, it because of just humility and just overall awareness. But to other people who are hobbyists and enthusiasts, you're not just a nobody. You are a voice within the community that these people love. So, that is a cool moment, not just
Right,
for them,
people.
but I'm sure it's a cool moment for you too. Would you say,
Like
Biff?
you ever?
You said people love him. I said, what people? Crazy
Yeah,
people? Don't nobody
yeah,
love him.
yeah. You haven't been dealing with him for 25 years.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but no,
No,
that's a cool moment. That's a cool moment. Um, Definitely an exciting time when you meet somebody who follows your work or follows your commentary.
right.
Absolutely.
Me taking the park too.
Like
So I definitely get that sentiment.
just for someone to be excited to meet me, like blown away. Like why are you excited to meet me?
I think
Yeah,
Ivy and Gabe was the best reaction ever. That was
Oh yeah,
probably the best
but
one out of everybody. That said, Megs was good too. Megs was
oh
good
yeah,
too. She said, I
oh
feel like
yeah.
I'm meeting royalty. But I think Ivy and Gabe's was probably the best for me.
Oh yeah. It just blows me away. Like I'm just a regular dude that likes theme parks. Like I'm not anything special.
yeah. But well, again, to other people, different strokes for different folks, sir.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks. My last suggestion is somebody that we all know, and who probably really doesn't need the shine, but I want to give a huge shout out to as somebody who has been helping me out a great deal with great commentary and great back and forth. But that is Brandon from Theme Park Predictions.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure
Great
that a
dude.
lot of you guys that are
Absolutely.
watching this channel a lot of you guys that are watching this channel are familiar with Brandon's channel, Theme Park Brandon, formerly Theme Park Recommendations, Theme Park
Big
Predictions,
fans.
etc. What a great dude! Not just a good coaster buddy and a great coaster enthusiast and a great coaster insider, but just a great dude. And somebody who is family focused and family oriented and just has his head on his shoulders and is focused on the right stuff. And you know if you aren't watching Brandon's channel, please go and check him out, support him as well. And ultimately this is a collective. And the reason why I'm talking about these other phenomenal content creators, and not just you guys, but the other folks that have been guests on the show through the first 5 episodes, like Adventures with Parker, like Jason from Coasters and Things, uh, you know, all of these guys are up and coming and they're hungry. They want to put out great content. And to be able to have everybody work together as a collective, I think it's really the best way for us to move forward as a community, guys. for all of us to be working together opposed to trying to compete with one another. I think we're so much better when we are together than we are when we're apart. And that is the focus for this podcast in 2025, to get great commentary from great creators and do it in panel form at least once a week, where we can get six, maybe four or six different creators on, and we can try to hash out some different topics and get some back and forth and some healthy back and forth. So, I hope both of you guys are on board for 2025 for that as well, because I hope that you guys are going to be a big part of the podcast moving forward.
Well, I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we get back on track.
Yeah, that is the goal. We're just so much better together than we are bickering and being apart. I mean, for instance, the one positive that came out of this King to Cock closure, if there is any positive, is in the end, it did unite everybody under one common enemy, which was Six Flags Entertainment Corporation.
Right, absolutely.
For having the audacity to do what they did in closing that ride without announcement. And now that we see it happening with Nighthawk, and it's a foregone conclusion that this is the new normal. And if there are rides that are close to being, out and kicked to the curb, you should probably get out and ride them. And even though that contract and that sales agreement says that they have to give like a year's notice for CGA to close, I got a news flash for you. If CGA opens in 2026, I will be shocked. And that is with all capital letters shocked. If you don't believe that this is the last operating season for CGA, you are out of your mind. That release that they gave stating that all of the seasonal and holiday events are off the schedule and that they are operating a bare bones schedule from April or March until the second week of October or something like that. It's such a short season.
No carnival.
No haunt, no Christmas.
That's true.
Nothing. Yeah, it's a wrap. This is the last season. They just haven't announced it yet. And honestly, if people think they would announce it, how could you possibly believe that? They're closing everything else without announcing it.
You know when they'll announce it? The day after they close. Oh yeah, by the way, we closed yesterday.
Well, what it's going to be, it's going to be a King to Cod 2.0 just with a theme park. You're going to have people like me that are going to be going on and say, look, hey, you guys need to go if you want to go and visit this park and go check it out because it's closing. And then people are going to hate all of us and they're going to say, we don't know what the hell we're talking about. And there's going to be moving trucks literally taking parts out of the damn park. And people are still going to be telling us that it's going to open next year. So
it's going to be the Baltimore Colts in the middle of the night.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
How great would it be if in the middle of the night, Art Modell came and bought the park?
well, he's dead, so.
Screw that dude.
Too funny.
Then. How's that quote go, Bill? Mark him off.
So, most important question, guys. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We were just being stupid.
No, I was going to say most important question, and this is what we'll go ahead and wrap the show up with. What are you guys doing for Christmas?
I am keeping a few of our family traditions alive. My mother used to do breakfast, and she would do breakfast, so she would always do Smokies in the crock pot with this special kind of cherry barbecue sauce. Shut up about my mother before I say another word. This cherry barbecue sauce she used to put in the Smokies, and she would make biscuits and gravy because breakfast was always at my mom's. Then we would go to my aunt's house, or we would have Christmas Eve at my grandmother's the night before, and they both served ham. So I always bake a ham, and that's our lunch/dinner. Ham, baked beans. My dad's brought the casserole. My aunt's potato salad. My other aunt's fried apples, and then my grandma, I'm gonna make in honor of her the cherry cheesecake she used to always make. And we're gonna have dinner and open presents
Ooh,
and have a good time and watch the NBA on
that
TNT.
that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. You guys are super blessed. Super blessed.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Surveillance?
Donna's mom's
How
gonna
about
come
you, brother?
over. We're in our new house. Everything's pretty kosher, man.
I wasn't gonna come
That's
over
what's up.
for Christmas, but he said his mom's coming over. I'll be there.
You.
Listen, that the only thing, it's ironic that a great online joke was able to raise up. But what I'm doing on Christmas, surveillance, I'm just going to skip ahead of you. Well, not ahead of you because you're already going to see his mom. But I, on Christmas, I am actually on my way to Dorney Park for Christmas morning because I am being gifted a metal detector. And my entire purpose of receiving that gift is to go outside a demon drop and see if I can find Biff's keys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, did you know I lost my keys on that ride?
I've heard once or twice. Oh, man. Yeah. No, in all seriousness, our Christmas is going to be a little bit different this year. I'm going to have both of our daughters for a couple hours because Kristen is working on Christmas this year. So she is going to be stuck in her nurse's scrubs, and I am going to be watching NFL
Bummer.
football. So, I mean, seriously, no complaint. You want to talk about a Christmas gift? It's give me an house and football. Like, seriously, thank you, Santa.
I mean, you could make the
And
drive down here and then go experience Christmas at Kentucky Kingdom. It's pretty dope. Just
yeah,
saying.
I'm sure that I will end up I'm sure I will pop into Kennywood just out of an obligatory sense, especially if I'm by myself. Once the kids are gone, I'll head up and go get a couple rides on the Jackrabbit, laugh my ass off by myself, and
That would be fun to ride in the
probably head
cold.
home.
That'd be fun to ride in the cold. That'd be fun.
Oh, it's a lot of fun to ride in the cold. It is amazing. The only bummer is they stop taking the pictures during the cold. And those were typically the best airtime pictures because you couldn't quite get a solid face out because you're so damn cold.
Jackrabbit
Like it
scared the
is
hell out of
so
me.
hard. It's so hard to look cool when it's 17 degrees. You're trying to put like the tough guy face on, but your teeth are chattering.
Not me. It's cold.
I mean, it's always
Yeah, it's
hard to
definitely
look
cold.
cool for me.
Yeah, it should be a great 2025. We obviously will not be back with another new episode until after New Year's. We have been working and speaking with a whole bunch of different content creators trying to line people up for particular recording dates in January. We have some great, amazing guests lined up for you for 2025. It's going to be a lot of fun. And at a bare minimum, we're going to see if we can solve the problems of the coaster world at least. An hour at a time, at least once a week. And Biff, thank you so much, man, for making your first appearance on the show. It is
Thank you for
truly
having me,
heartwarming.
bro. It's like I said, it's a full circle moment for me, man.
It is a full circle moment. And Surveillance, the
I have
wonderful Colonel,
I have two quotes, if you don't mind.
please.
Yeah. We are all more alike than we are unalike, and contracts are like hearts. They're made to be broken.
Amen on both. You know what? And I got one more for you, too. Man, woo! Yeah. Diamonds are forever, and so is Ric Flair. Sorry,
Woo!
I had to. That's
Oh,
it.
bro, no, you ain't got to apologize.
No, never. Ric
No,
Flair.
I was a huge wrestling fan growing up as a kid. I could probably cut every Flair and Four Horsemen promo that was ever done. I used to walk around and specialize in doing Ultimate Warrior promos,
Oh, your
which
Savage is amazing. Your Savage is amazing. Do the Savage. I dare you right now on the air.
Oh, double dog there.
I don't know if I can do it right off the top of my head, but I gotta tell you, when the cream will rise to the top. That's you know, Macho was he was inspirational. I was always a really big fan of. I was a huge fan of Jesse the Body Ventura, and every time that he would come on and say, "Shut up, McMahon," and
Do
he
you
would say
concur,
that,
McMahon?
you know, McMahon, at one point in time, I was the governor of the great state of Minnesota and a U.S. Navy SEAL for 7 years. And yeah, all those guys. The Ultimate Warrior, though, he used to cut the most obscure promos in the world. None of them ever made sense. He would always just start talking about when the ninth moon of Saturn meets the third world of Jupiter with the Warriors. And it was just garble and bullshit. And, you know, he was a very entertaining dude and not a very good wrestler. My favorite guys to watch were always Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mr. Perfect, everything he did was absolutely perfect. He was really a great character. They nailed that call to the wall. You couldn't have picked a better athlete in the world at
Absolutely.
that many different things and had him do all of those vignettes, even if some of them took 20 takes. The fact that the other 13 of them didn't, you know, that's something to be said. But yeah, huge mark for professional wrestling. When is the spring conference?
It's in May. It's the same weekend that they used to hold Coaster Stock on.
Google, bitch.
All right,
Just
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah,
I think it's in May. It's in May.
I'll have to look that up because I that might be something that I would be interested in going to.
It's the A Spring Conference. It's a Kings Dominion. Mr. Don Helbig told me about it. It's the A Spring Conference. It's going to be at Kings Dominion in Busch Gardens, I think, or maybe just Busch Gardens. Maybe just Busch Gardens.
Name dropper.
Yeah, it's
never. Tower Topics, y'all. At Tower Topics.
Tower Topics.
It should be a really good conference if it's at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
I think that's it.
Yeah, if that's the case, I think I'm going to try to make it out for that. Maybe even try to do a podcast from the conference. That would make the most sense to me to do something live from out there, and try to get some participants to do something live. Hey, Biff, thank you so much for being here with us today, man. It was an absolute pleasure to get you and Surveillance on the show here for the Christmas special and the last one of 2025. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks for having us, Clay. We wouldn't have it any other way, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Surveillance, thank you, sir. And not just to you guys, but to your friends and family as well. To all of the Coaster Heat crew, to all of our viewers, subscribers, friends, and family, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry
Thank,
Christmas.
thank
Merry
you, everyone.
Christmas, Double J. What's up, brother? Hey,
Hi,
do me a
Chris.
favor. Tell everybody to subscribe to the channel and to go ahead and smash the like button on the video.
Okay.
Say subscribe
Subscribe
and like
and like
this video.
this video.
We'll see you out there.
Merry
We'll see you out
Christmas.
there.
Yep,
Merry
until
Christmas,
next
y'all.
time. Until next time, we'll see you out there. Double J got it for me. I love it.